Hi folks, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're new, you're so very welcome here. Today I'm carrying on with my little series comparing my Thoth decks, the actual OG Thoth with all the new renditions. So bear with, I know what I mean. This one is quite a different one. It's a tarot stroke oracle deck, but you'll see in a minute. Before I started, wanted to share this. This is something that I actually bought last year for Yule, a Sabbath gift box. So I do gift myself, and why not? And I've got a Yule log as well. And this is decorated with some of the things from this Yule Sabbath gift box. They do one for every Sabbath, which is brilliant. But I thought I'd try this one first. So this is the Yule one. And we get, it depends which one you get. There are various options, but the one I got, it has a blended, I don't know if you can see that, blended magical oil. So I'm just going to put a few drops in my candles because it smells gorgeous. And the candles do as well, actually. They smell lovely, but I just thought I'd put a couple of drops in there, just to waft it up. Also, I've got some magical spray, which came in there. There's the address if you want to get some of these yourself, sonsofasgard.co.uk. As I said, they are based in Glastonbury, so not too far. And this is beautiful, beautiful, evocative smell you get from this, beautiful this time of year. And what else have I got? I've got some incense, some loose incense which I've been burning with. They include charcoal as well in the kit. So that's the blended incense. Just open it so you can see there. Oh, smell. Oh gosh, that smells so nice. Okay. Distracting her. So yeah, that's the Sons of Asgard. Still got a few bits and bobs in there. The sort of charcoal discs that you get. Yeah. Cinnamon sticks. I put the holly in myself. I collected the holly. Some more there. I love holly. Isn't that gorgeous? Ooh, there we go. So back to the focus of this video. It is comparing the OG Thoth, which we have here. And this time, as you can probably tell from the title of the video, I'm going to compare it with this deck here, Outgrow Yourself. And this is the artist, and it's an oracle and a tarot, so that's a completely different type of energy really. So it says on the back here, Outgrow Yourself Oracle and Tarot is a universal tool that offers easy access to fully understand oneself. The flowers will guide you in every day, every way decisions, and offer eternal wisdom. Knowing your future is growing your future. And all the cards have this figure on it in different situations, if you like. Well, I'll show you the cards and you'll see what I mean. So the first thing I noticed with the minor arcana is that they are actually the same keywords as in the Thoth. But let's just go through the major arcana first and you'll see how this one's been set up. So the cards, let's start with the major arcana, and you can see as you go through there are some similarities to the original, but it does go its own way. The author has incorporated an oracle feel to the deck. Magnificently done, I've got to say, magnificently done. So you could use these cards as journaling prompts so easily, and it would help you, I think, to connect to the Thoth Deck itself. It gives you a way in that's not so intimidating, because the Thoth Deck can feel really intimidating. So I think this is a really nice way in if you're unfamiliar with Thoth and you want to learn the system but you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So let's look at the cards themselves. Okay, so we have the Fool, and like I said, she's kept some motifs, like this here tiger, stripy tiger, for instance, and then it sort of goes its own way, but the keywords here are grow through life. So if we go through the keywords and look at it as an oracle, then there's some very profound messages in here. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to move the Yule log over a little bit because I don't want it to burn the camera. So let's move it over. Oh, my cinnamon stick fell off. And then I can zoom into the cards so that you can actually get a closer look. Okay, there we go. So the Fool, grow through life. A Magician, trust your tools. High Priestess, your voice will guide you. So that is a little bit of a different take, because normally it's not talking about an outward expression like voice, it's talking about an inward message. So that's a little bit different. But the author has kept the same hands position here, and we have the same crown, the triple moon. So some of the motifs are the same. And also, interestingly enough, this is here, this sacred geometry that Lady Frida Harris has on her. A lot of, well, most of the cards has got sacred geometry. Has been brought up to date, if you like, modernised in a modern art style. It's still there, but it's very interesting. And here, the flowers and the fruit. Unfortunately for me, no crystals. We've got lovely crystals on the original, but they don't appear actually on the Outgrow Yourself. Okay, moving on. Empress, cultivate your garden. For the Emperor, the author has actually taken the name of the deck, Outgrow Yourself, for the Emperor itself. And I love this image, the way this person is outgrowing their old self. And the ram's horns, I presume, are depicted here. Those ram's horns. So this one is really interesting, the Hierophant. You carry the seed. And the interesting thing about this one, for me, is the fact that the artist has maintained these figures here. If you look, you've still got the 5-pointed pentagram, but it's actually the other way around. So instead of earth to heaven, it's heaven to earth. It's amazing, these little things that you notice when you study cards. What could that mean? Kept the key, kept the figure, which I believe to be Isis, and the baby. We've got here the baby. I'm not sure if you can see that, should I? There you go. There's the baby. And the same hat. So a lot of the iconography is still there. The hand positions with the two fingers pointing down. The key. Yeah, a lot is still there. The Lovers. How far would you go for love? The Chariot. You are allowed to grow. Still got the crab for Cancer. So for Justice and Adjustment, we have the Rider-Waite-Smith title. This is Reap What You Sow. And we've kept the same numbering system as well as we have in the Thoth. Although, you may have noticed, there are no actual numbers on the cards themselves. So you would sort of need to know your Thoth system if you want to keep it in that order. So for the Hermit, what grows in the shade? For Fortune, the artist has, or the author has, kept Wheel of Fortune from the Rider-Waite-Smith version and included all the stars, astrological symbols on the wheel. These images are so interesting. Kept the same title here, Lust, for card 11, and the same numbering system as the Thoth. I like the third eye there. Follow your passion. Hangman. I love it. The grass is greener on the other side. That's brilliant. Brilliant interpretation. Although these cards are not an interpretation of the Thoth, to be clear. They're not. Okay, Death. And it says Blossom. For Art, they've kept Temperance as the key word, much like the Rider-Waite-Smith system. Plant, forget, harvest. The Devil we have, hide your secret under the tree. Still imprisoned. For the Tower, pain is growing. The Star, you are a full sun plant. The Moon, plant by the moon. The Sun, don't forget to water your plants. The Aeon, kept the same title, grow out of it. Again, we've got the three figures, look, 1, 2, 3, as we have in the Thoth. 1, 2, 3. And the Universe, trust and surrender. Get the same figure position. So that was the major arcana. You see, very plant-based metaphor for growth in these cards. So let's have a look now at the wand suit and compare similarities and differences between the two. Ace of Wands, welcome everything. We've still got that buzzy energy of the fire. The 2, find the fire inside you. And we've kept the keywords from the Thoth Dominion. Virtue, the 3 of Wands, don't question your gifts. The 4, completion. Can you accept a new beginning? The 5 and strife, express yourself without limitation. That motif is there, look. Very cleverly kept this motif here. Love it. For the 6 and victory, we have win and give. For 7 and valour, face your fear. And they've kept the spelling the same, and the astrological symbols. And as you can see, that doesn't happen on every card. It's only on a few. I'm not sure the thinking behind that. Anyway, swiftness. Power is present. Look at all that energy coming from the hands there. Wow. For the 9 of Wands and strength, reach your full potential. Now, just a side note, no, I'm not going to talk about my birth card. What I was going to say was, because card 8 in the Rider-Waite-Smith is named strength, it could be a little bit confusing when this card appears in a spread, because you recognise that as being the actual 9 of Wands, or mistake it for being the strength card, as in a major card 8. So it's something to be aware of when you're using, or if you've bought this deck, if you're using this deck, that is something to actually be a little bit mindful of, because it does not scream really 9 of Wands, does it? So yeah. Although we've got, you know, the moon and the sun sort of represented here, albeit the other way around, yeah, you could actually quite easily confuse it with the actual strength major arcana card. The major clue here are on the arms that look like tattoos, and it's actually Sagittarius glyph there, if you can see that glyph there. That would be really the only clue that it is the 9 of Wands. Hope I didn't labour that point. So, oppression for the 10 of Wands. Release yourself first. With the court cards, the artist or author has followed the same system as the Thoth. So we start with the Princess of Wands, which you may or may not know, my favourite ever card. And we have the Prince. There are no limits. Sorry, the Princess says to be brave. I didn't say that. Okay, Prince of Wands, there are no limits. Queen of Wands, sharing is caring. And then the Knight of Wands, as opposed to a king, I make it happen. So that's the Wands suit. So let's go now to the Cups. Ace of Cups, now is the time. The Two of Cups, count your blessings, love. Interesting image. For abundance, with the Three of Cups, we have learned to flow. And we've actually gone to Rider-Waite-Smith for this depiction. How interesting. For luxury, stay away from instant gratification. Five of Cups and disappointment. Behind every cloud is another cloud. For pleasure, we have choose joy. Debauch, don't drown in a glass of water. Ace of Cups and indolence. What will you allow? What you allow will continue. That's deep, isn't it? Nine of Cups. Go to your happy place. It's the happiness card. Ten of Cups and satisfaction. Because maybe they can't say it either. I cannot say that word. Satiety? I really struggle with that word. Satisfaction. So yeah, up to date. So it says you already have everything you need. Our princess. What is keeping you caged? Prince. What do you secretly wish for? Queen of Cups. Do you accept yourself fully? And the Knight. We rise by lifting others. Okay, let's have a look now at the sword suit. So is our ace. So you may have noticed the aces all do say which suit they are, which is helpful if you're using it as a Thoth system, as a tarot system, then that is very useful. So why do you ask what you already know? Peace, Two of Cups. What you stay focused on will grow. For sorrow, the Three of Cups. He who learns must suffer. The Four of Swords. Truce. Be there. The Five and defeat. You may never be good enough. Okay. Science for the Six of Swords. What is limiting your growth? Futility and the Seven of Swords. Are you wasting your time? For interference and the Eight of Swords, we've got stop resisting progress. Cruelty and the Nine of Swords, it says cruelty is the highest pleasure. Ruin, Ten of Swords. Burn it to the ground. So the Princess. Speak free and true. Prince. Challenge your limits. Queen. Expose your true self. And then the Knight. Don't just wish it. So on to the final suit now, and we have the discs. So for our ace, you're already there. Enjoy. Two and change. Every day, in every way, things will be better. Three and works. What do you need to take the first step? The Four and power. Don't invite everyone to your castle. Five and worry. Begin with yourself. Six and success. Find your purpose. The 7 and failure. You only fail when you stop trying. Prudence, trust and rest. 9 of discs, make your goals reality. Gain. For wealth and the 10 of discs, opulence is a state of mind. Very good. Okay. Princess of discs, and we have risk everything to gain everything. The Prince of discs, be patient. Things are set in motion. Kept the ball. For the Queen, how do I start valuing myself? And for our last card, the Knight of discs, harvest and manifest. Okay. So what do you think? Is this a deck that you could use? Is this a deck that you think might actually help you access the Thoth deck, or do you think it's a deck that just works purely on an oracle level, or maybe for journaling? There are, I think, my criticism of this deck really is sort of the inconsistencies, where like on some of the cards we have the glyphs for the associated planets and the associated star signs, etc. And then on others they're not there, so that's a bit strange. What else? The fact that I think you need to know the Thoth system if you're going to use it as a tarot deck, because the only clue you get is the keyword at the bottom, which is the same as it is on a Thoth deck. So once you start shuffling and using these, like I say, if you don't know the Thoth system, then it's like, oh, that's going to be a little bit difficult to put back in order if you want to. There is no little white book with this at all. There's a PDF that you can download, but basically that just shows you the sequence of the cards. I don't know if I can show you this, but it is just a list of the cards and their order. So if you are unfamiliar, you can go to this list and check you've got them in the right order, but there are no further meanings to the cards. There's no expanded meaning to these cards. But then I guess if it's an oracle, then you can just use the words on the top of the card as a jumping off point to explore it. I like this deck. I like it a lot. I like the fact that it uses flora and fauna to actually get the point across, and it's sort of like a personalised. I think you could just use this as a personalised tool to help you in your own spiritual growth. How would you use this with clients? See, I think I would tend to use this as a clarifier more than anything. I don't think I could use this as an actual, I don't know, as an actual deck in itself. I mean, let's see if we can make a sentence. It might work that way, it might not. Do a 3-card pull, but from different parts of the deck, I think, because I'm not sure it's going to be totally shuffled. Okay, we'll start with that one. Speak free and true. Get in frame. Okay, let's see how this works then, shall we? Speak free and true, don't just wish it. Can you accept a new beginning? Yeah, that could work. Don't question your gifts. Express yourself without limitation. Plant by the moon. Don't forget to water your plants. Behind every cloud is another cloud. You carry the seed. Begin with yourself. Find your purpose. Sharing is caring. That could work, you know. That could work as a sentence. But that is using it as an oracle, not as a tarot deck. So if you were starting to use it as a tarot deck, then you'd think, okay, worry. What card is that in the tarot system? And then you've got to try and figure out which one worry relates to. And you don't really get a clue in the image, you know, you can't see any pentacles there, can you, to tell you that's the Five of Pentacles. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 blossoms here. So that might give you an idea that it's a card that's a 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's a 6 of something, and unless you knew, how would you know that was the 6 of Pentacles or the 6 of Discs? We know this is the Queen of Wands because it actually tells us at the bottom. So I think that's where you're going to trip up on this deck if you're going to try and use it as a tarot deck. I like the way she's incorporated the two systems. I do really like that. I think it works really, really well. But as a tarot system on its own, difficult. But that's my opinion. Is it in frame? Okay, the images are absolutely beautiful. Anyway. What do you think? Do you think this is a deck you could use? Would you use it as a tarot or would you use it as an oracle? Does the crossover work for you? Maybe would you use it? How would you use it? Would you use it as a card a day to journal, or would you use it like I've just been doing here and, you know, reading the messages across? Would you use it by looking or knowing the tarot system and using it, your knowledge of that, to actually interpret the card? It's amazing that you could use all three, really, isn't it, if you are au fait with what you're doing. So I'm going to be using this over at least the next week, and let me know your thoughts. Anyway, thank you for watching my little walkthrough and comparison of the Outgrow Yourself Tarot and Oracle deck alongside the original Thoth deck. Until the next time, bye folks, bye.